Hey, welcome everyone to another edition of Sit Start Saturday. Today it's Jay and I running the show. I guess we'll just go ahead and get going. We got some questions in the Discord there. First one up here: choose two wingers to bench today. That is, or actually, you know what? There was one above that. There we go. And you can see this was my vote. Bench two players gives us a scoring.
Oh, I've not voted yet. Let's see. So, two goals, two for a goal, one for an assist, point two for a shot on goal, and for a hit and for a block. Okay. Six-team
I
league.
know that. So
Okay.
it's like no wonder why he's got three studs like that.
I guess if you really go for it, you gotta say maybe Winnipeg, like Forsberg against Winnipeg. I would
That's
agree
yeah.
that
I feel
I
like
would
that's
agree
the
that
obvious one.
probably, yeah, like Sydney. You can't bench Sydney. I don't think so. Like he's still Sid the Kid. So it's Point or Forsberg, and the Jets are absolutely rolling.
Yeah, I just feel like yeah. Even though I saw they did reunite Point and Kucherov. Um, I forget what game it was. I don't think it was the game against Columbus. I think it was right before that where they kind of blended the lines a little bit, and it was Kucherov with Hagel and Sorelli. But it looks like they've undone that. Um, but yeah, I feel like Utah is probably the easier opponent than Dallas. So, well, shit. That's right because I voted for Crosby to bench. Um, yeah, I feel like maybe Point plays with a little. It's probably homerism, but I feel like Point plays with slightly more elite talent, even though Crosby is the elite talent.
I mean,
But
someone's got to
right
pot his
because
goals.
their
Someone's got to pot his
deployments
goals.
the same line one power play one. Um, but I mean, yeah. Again, I feel like Point has the more elite talent around him than Crosby. I don't know if you agree, Jay.
I think the big one is just Utah's like a sieve right now. Even Ingram is injured, right? So geez, like I was looking up their goalies the other day because I was trying to see if I could pick up Veg for the Sunday weekend game, and I didn't even know the name of that backup. I still don't know the name of the backup. I have to look it back up afterwards. It's yeah, I don't know. Utah is an interesting one. They started out so hot. I remember they beat the Rangers at the Garden. It looked like this team was gonna be roaring back. You know,
Change
like
my vote.
but
Um,
yeah.
yeah, let's play Crosby. Let's play Crosby. I have changed my vote.
Gotcha. Shall we move on to Key?
Yes. Choose two wingers to bench. To me, the most obvious was Dilly Guns versus
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
got to be Gunther.
Oh, and he gives us his scoring too. So especially with that like hits and blocks waiting, I feel like you got to play Sherwood.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
I feel like Edmonton's good for letting a couple in. Um,
I think
I
we can
struggle
nail
with
down
this
that
second one to bench.
Stu is going to be not considered because he's one of the studs. I'm going to say
Yeah,
Sherwood is probably like banking into stud territory at this point with all the
right.
bangers.
Well, and his deployment, I think he's first line now.
Yeah, especially with that injury, and I guess JT Miller going for personal reasons, right? So,
Yeah.
I want I I want to lean toward Paterka or Nosen. Um,
Nah, man, you gotta play Nason, man. He's rolling. I'm loving it because
well,
someone dropped him in the listener league, and I'm like, yoink.
well, the big one I would say is that he's. But who else do we got? Because there's Brat. He's in the stud category quite in the same way. Paterka is facing San Jose, so I mean,
They're bound to let some. I mean, I just Nason's deployment at this point is too good to pass up. He's become Keith's like guy, like his bunting.
but
Um,
are we then telling listeners for like Laugh or Paterka?
well, I guess it'd come down to who's going to get us less of the bangs, the riffs.
Because I'm telling you, Laugh. it's either or, right? Edmonton's either going to blow out the other team and be dominant on the ice. I don't really
Or get
trust
blown
anyone
out.
in the Edmonton crease. But the other one is Edmonton could just as easily be part of a 5-2 game or a 2-5 game. Like that's just kind of how their team's going at the moment. If it's a 2-5 Edmonton game, then I definitely see Laugh in on one of the goals at least. Ah,
I don't. You know what? You know what? Okay. All right. All right. I'm almost with you on Nason, just because. So let's say I think I just saw Lindgren's confirmed for Washington. Let's say Jersey gets shut out. You now have two players who gave you like nothing versus just
Right.
one. So
Right.
what unit is Brat on?
Is Brat the stapled to line 2 and gets power play 1 guy?
That's what I'm saying. If he gets power play 1, you're still getting that top unit access.
Yeah, let's check.
Jersey. So he is with Palat and Hughes on even strength. And then he gets top unit.
Yeah, I think Brad is L2 PP1.
Oh man, did they take Nason off of? They took Nason off of power play 1. This is hot garbage. Yeah. I think I'm in. Let's bench Nason at this point.
Yeah, this team is oh my goodness. Like every now and then, I just don't understand. Anyways. Nason it is. Seems like the votes are pretty split though, eh?
Yeah.
Sherwood is getting a lot of rack.
I think
Wow.
they don't expect him to score though, but and I know that scoring's worth a lot, but he's if not one of the lead leaders in hits.
But I think that's the issue too. Like he does score, and that's the weird part. Like he's,
right, and especially with that buff and deployment.
Because the insane part is, well, obviously I play in the Super Bangers leagues where you get rewarded for everything, but it's the fact that he's on a 3-point per game. Like he's got 3 points in the last 3 games, a point per game each of the last 3 games, 2 goals in the last 2 games. I mean, I think that's going to drive eventually, but it also could be hot hand. And wouldn't you want to ride that down against Ottawa? Like I definitely.
Yeah, Ottawa's
would.
gonna even by his own admission. Olmark's like, we kind of suck right now.
I don't know. I feel like it's Ottawa. You got to do it. Shall we? Shiver me timbers.
Cat talk. Wob, I have no idea who you're talking about. Yes, let's go down to Shiver Me Timbers, which probably actually warrants like a real response. All right, so he is playing Zibby, Dry, Kreider, Marchand, Dilly Guns, Lekanen. So it looks like he is benching Point, Cousins, and Malkin, and then goalies. He's got UPL, Lincoln, and Georgiev. That was my first observation this morning, was that he should put Georgiev in because Luukkonen played last night. But forwards, it looks like
what was Wab talking about in the
I
comments?
know. Wab, if you could let us know who you mean, like as far as drop, we are not sure. So it really doesn't look like he has any flexibility at the right wing. Like he is playing Dilly Guns and like those guys are set.
Right.
So all he can really do is bench one of the left wingers, slot Dry down there, or I guess Malkin has left wing now. So really all he has is the flexibility at center and left wing. But do we want to bench? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of it kind of goes back to the Nason Brat thing. Do we split?
Sorry,
do we
Alan,
bench?
I think Wab
bench
heard the
Zibby?
cat in your stream.
Oh, I didn't realize they were that loud.
That's incredible.
It's the actual cat, not like I'm like. Does he mean cat?
No,
Like let Jay
DeBrincat.
talk? Does he mean? Yeah. Does he mean DeBrincat?
Incredible.
Yeah, that's why I'm almost wondering if Zibby has not been as bad as everyone thinks he has. But it makes me nervous on such a crowded day to play to stack guys from a team. Because again, if Edmonton gets,
sorry, go.
I was about to say, because if Edmonton blanks the Rangers, you have 2 guys who give you nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first one is okay. I guess the easy low hanging fruit is goaltenders. Start Georgiev because Lukanen played last night. He's not going to play regardless. He's going to be asleep. And then in terms of, so he's got Point, Cousins, Malkin, but he's got Gunther's got to go immediately. You covered that one already, I think, Alan, right?
Well, no, because you can't slot any. He doesn't have anyone to slot in.
Oh shit.
His right wing is set.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
the only
Gotcha.
flexibility he has is the center left wing slots.
I guess he's really going to be watching that Rangers and he's not even going to be watching that Rangers Edmonton game because it's at 3 a.m. So
It's the weekend, man. Like, you can stay up and watch it.
Okay.
There we
Dries
go.
a
There we
lock.
go. So I'm assuming this is
bring
Shiver
it
Me Timbers. That was kind of my thinking. I was almost thinking bench Marchand and get one of those other centers in.
Yeah, I would say so.
But
Yeah.
I don't know if it. I don't know if it would be Braden Point. I would almost want to play Cousins against the Sharks.
I want Malkin against Utah. Like Utah's getting what, backup goalie? Backup goalie. That team is not scoring, so the chance of them being on the heavy winning tilt is higher. I don't know. I think Marchand against Detroit is probably I would probably swap him out.
I'm hoping that Talbot gets lit up. So that's why I have like personal gain if Marchand goes off. So I don't know if we slot in Malkin, who do we bench?
Marchand, no?
Right?
Marchand.
Well, against Detroit with the new coach bump by your own admission, Jay. That's why I'm almost like, and then I'm thinking, well, Zibanejad maybe, but he's actually not that bad. He's not as bad as everyone thinks he is so far this season, points wise.
Let's see, Marchand.
But I don't think Point is the best upside play here. Yeah, and
Marchand
Cousins
has
wasn't that
1
great on
point
Wednesday,
in the
Saturday.
last 4 games. Cousins wasn't great. I don't know if I believe in Cousins, honestly.
And Shiver Me Timbers doesn't either.
I think the big play would be, do we see Tampa being in a firefight with Dallas? Could be. Could also be like a 2-1 grind fest.
I don't think my blood pressure could take that.
Oh, wait.
Even though I
Tampa
won't
was
be
just
watching
in a
the game.
firefight.
I know, right? Against a far worse team. I don't know. I don't know.
I would status quo it if you're honestly
Yeah.
just comparing Dylan Cousins or Marchand. If you're really into changing it up for changing it up, Shiver Me Timbers, come on. You got to give Malkin, old stud, a chance against, this young Utah team that's on a backup goalie. 100%.
Yeah, I don't know which goalie. They're on like their second, third goalie at this point.
Yeah, I don't even, honestly, that's the crazy part. Like, they currently have Veg, basically. Like, they're on a back-to-back as well.
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
they're going to have to play that.
So
oh
it
my
could
God.
be Veg,
That
or if
Snobble
not
kid.
Veg, then it's the other dude.
Yeah, I think I just really liked Buffalo's matchup, which is why I was leaning toward him. But yeah, he's not been that great. And I think
Lankinen-
even Tage. Well, no. We're not picking anyone up.
What was the thing with Georgiev and Lankinen going forward? I think going forward, the big thing between them is Lankinen is going to continue getting starts until
Demko comes back.
Demko
But even
comes
then,
back.
they may load manage. I
It'll
could see Demko as a prime candidate for load management.
it will definitely be a 1A, 1B because they would probably want, because Lankinen's been amazing. So you want to load manage both guys and then ride hard whomever guy is hot going into the playoffs. So I can't imagine that they would then, freeze out Lankinen for like 3 games a week. They're not going to do that. Georgiev is on the part where, again, he's a UFA all the way through. I was reading...
Well, and he's been better. He's been better his last few starts.
Yeah, and I was reading the Avs sub too. Basically, the entire sub like is like a believer in Juice, angry at Georgiev, even angrier at Bednar for starting Georgiev, but also begrudgingly saying they think Bednar just starts his studs. He's basically like a fantasy hockey manager too, and in his mind, the stud is Georgiev. So
All right, so what do we think player wise? Are we actually leaning toward status quo here?
if you're
Because
gonna move,
if we
the
really
only-
want to put Malkin in, who do we sit? This
It's
is exactly
Marchand.
why we're doing the show today.
It's
You think
Marchand.
Marchand?
Yeah, it's
Even
Marchand.
with new coach bump, like he got something in his last game there.
Even with new coach bump, yeah, he got 1 assist in the past 4 games. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, these
Okay.
could be famous last words, couldn't they be, Alan? Oh my goodness. I see the Marchand hat trick.
Oh man, and we got okay, and then actually to answer the second part of Shiver Me Timbers' question, thoughts on the Georgiev and Lankinen situations. Kind of like I hinted at, I could see Demko being a prime candidate for some load management, so Lankinen might still have some value. Georgiev, I don't know. It seems like he may have turned a corner. What's he got in his last couple starts here?
I want to say Dubs. I don't remember if he was. First, importantly for Georgiev, worth mentioning, he got the starts, right? So he was injured for I think the 15th and the 18th, but immediately post, I guess once he returned to injury, came back in. 2-1 tight win against Washington as well, 28 saves. It's like I think Bednar just starts his studs, and Georgiev, when healthy, is believed to be that. So,
Yeah, his last four starts, and at least one of these actually has a quality opponent in Carolina. So his last four starts, 4 wins, 2 quality starts. Yeah, he's got a couple kind of stinkers in there, an 871, 867. But I mean, against Nashville and Washington, 966, 935.
he's also going to have a fucked up save percentage and goals against average probably for the
Yeah.
rest of the season, regardless, even if he's like a slightly above average goalie, just because of how horrendous his first starts were. But, I mean, 4 wins in his last 4 starts. He literally can't have a better win ratio than that.
But no, I think Georgiev is an attractive hold at this point. I mean, if you
Yeah.
drafted him, you have held him through the worst, and it looks like he's turning a corner.
Yeah. If you could have held him through all the way now is not the time to drop him. Lankinen has less run, but obviously Lankinen, I think, still has the 1B floor. So,
Yeah, I would say if
What's
they
his-
start giving Demko like more than one start in a row, that's where you might have to look at moving on from Lankinen.
I guess the other question too for Shiver Me Timbers would be: Are you able to hold on to both of them, or are you thinking that, like, let's look at his team, right? So he's got both Lankinen and Georgiev, and are you wondering, as in you're only trying to hold on to 2 guys and you're dropping one of them, or are you like you could reasonably hold on to 3 guys and roll with that too?
But while we're waiting on answer, yeah, I would try to take a stab at Frank's question here. Start Olmark versus Vancouver or Talbot versus Boston. Talbot is definitely confirmed. Olmark versus Vancouver. I don't, like I said, even by his own admission, Olmark's like, I'm terrible right now.
I mean,
And what was it? I think it was another set of pundits or something where they're like, yeah, just Ottawa doesn't play defense.
I mean, the other one too is you have to look at Boston and Detroit. Like, take away, I guess, a bit of the like peel back the lens a bit. I know we'll cover it when we're talking about like Q1 shenanigans and all that stuff. But I mean, Boston has 21 points in 21 games. Detroit has 18
Okay,
points.
I
in 19
see.
games.
Olmark is confirmed. So both of these guys are confirmed.
But like this season, with how the first quarter has played out, Boston and Detroit are basically 500 in terms of their own both of their play. And honestly, you could argue it's a 50-50 toss up between who wins that game. Whereas if you look at Ottawa just on the record and Vancouver on the record, I think I'd lean towards saying it's an upset if Ottawa wins. So you probably want to lean toward Talbot in a 50-50, especially if it's getting wins.
I don't know, man. Looking at well, you know what? Yeah, I'm leaning toward Talbot too. Look, now that I look at his game log,
The
because
other
he
thing is,
actually puts
man,
up some respectable save percentages. It's just that team in front of him is not good.
and lower respectable save percentage is not. It's just not what I identify together with Ulmark, man. Honestly, I've held Ulmark in not tons of leagues, like in one of my like super regular leagues, and it's just brutal. You watch him, he gets the starts pretty much night in night out, and it's just stinker after stinker. Aside from blanking Toronto on the 12th of November, which is kind of like a weird like blip in the.
See, man, that's why all those rivalry games like that they are all trap games because it's everyone shows up for those games,
and
like
it's
Boston,
bizarre.
Toronto, Ottawa,
Right. But in
Battle
the
of
games in the
or
game
Alberta.
since last 3 starts he's let in 13 goals. Like that is horrific. Like my goodness. And like some of the teams he's facing, he let in 5 goals against Philly. Come on. Like anyways.
So it sounds like we're both very much in agreement. Start Talbot.
Yeah, go with Talbot. It's a 50-50 toss-up. I'm not saying you can't get Ulmark's like random Toronto shutout again, but balance of probabilities. I'm leaning Talbot.
All right. So about Ito 64. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Would you start the Abs player and bench who in that case? Oh my gosh, I can't see that right. So pretty normal.
Oh, Frank, I don't know. I'm not confident to start him. I realize too if I drop Ulmark, my issue is more so once you drop him and stream him, then if he gets picked
Right.
up
And
it
does
changes.
Ottawa get it together? I would say is the determining factor in hanging on to Ulmark.
The issue is more so that I don't believe it's impossible for Ottawa to get it together, and that's why I'm holding on for, I guess, sheer faith. The issue is also that,
And the pedigree, right?
yeah, I'm thinking of Boston Ulmark, even though he's long gone, and it's just too hard to let go.
That's what I was really surprised. I think I thought Ulmark was a little older. I was like, why is the free market going nuts for Ulmark? Because guys, he's ancient. He's not that old actually. So
Well, the first one is he's got to drop Zellweger, right? Zellweger, does he have any? He's got no D. Oh shoot, sorry, I misread the red line. I thought that meant he was out.
there we
He
go.
just doesn't have the game.
It sounds like he's trying to fit in Middlestat and or Lekanen.
Oh man, honestly, I don't. Oh, Buchnevich hurts me, man. Hurts my soul. Like,
Yeah,
mind you, I played in a league with him
They
with
must
plus
play the
minus,
Islanders.
and the amount of free skates the man involves himself in is insane. Okay, looking at your team, I would definitely. So if it's Middlestat or Lekanen, that's who you're saying.
I wouldn't
And-
force yourself to play both.
Right.
Um,
Who gets the power play? Who got demoted to the power play 2 is the question.
Frickin' Lekanen for Drew and Barf.
But Middlestat maintained his power play 1? How is
Yeah.
that?
Well, I kind of like I've said all along. I think they have Middlestat on that top unit to take the face-offs.
That's hilarious. Jeez. Okay.
So right now, top unit based on
So
their
it's
last
Mac,
game,
Rant,
Yeah.
Makar, and then
Nichushkin and Druin.
oh my god.
So it took both of them off.
Okay. In which case, do we need to go and shift? Man, dude, I don't know about Booch, man. Maybe you should get.
Who do they play tonight? Is that the Islanders, I think?
Yeah.
Because we said Edmonton plays the Rangers, and I see New York. It's super tiny on my screen, guys. That's what I'm trying
Yes,
to. I'm not sure which New York team it is.
It is the Islanders. I was gonna say
Okay.
too, like, does anyone know how to fix that on Discord? That happens to me all the time, where you click it and it's just this tiny little.
I
Thing.
can open it in a browser, yada yada.
Right.
They play against Florida too, so Florida could either show up or let in a million goals.
Oh, do we want to finish off on Turnberry first? So I was just
Yeah,
we were
yeah, yeah.
saying we were basically saying you could basically leave status quo, and if not status quo, it would be bench Marchand, and I would probably throw Point in. We
Point or
we
Malkin, man.
we dabbled a bit with Malkin as well, but I guess like if you're I don't know. It's like Marchand, Point, Malkin. And of those three guys, honestly, to some degree, there's a bit of a wash between what their ceilings could be. I think their floors probably I would lean toward. I probably lean toward Malkin if it were me, but I could just as easily see any one of those three guys scoring a hat trick or getting a free skate. Like so, if the way you've leaned toward is just status quo, I wouldn't hurt either. In terms of the goalies, we were going to say, does it matter, like with your specific league, if you hold three goalies? Because right now with Lankinen and Georgiev's situation, like both of them could still trend upwards still. Both of them could still trend toward being like a timeshare in the crease. We don't know, honestly, which of those will happen yet. So is that possible to hold on to those guys? Most likely, I would say if you drop either Lankinen or Georgiev, I don't know if you're definitely getting them back because obviously even with the discussions we had about other guys like Olmark and all that stuff, frick, like would you drop Olmark to get Georgiev or Lankinen? I feel like if I saw that option on my wire, I wouldn't be
Maybe
opposed.
Georgiev. I would absolutely pull the trigger on Georgiev.
Right.
I
So
I don't know. Even as a homer, I don't know if I would put Point in over a team that's more likely to let in goals, like the Marchand versus Detroit.
right. Yeah, I could see that. Facing Dallas is always a hard nut to crack anyway. So maybe not Point.
Because everyone is going to bring their A game in that because it could be a 2-1, 3-2, and maybe it's like those third liners who get it done in that Dallas Tampa game.
Absolutely. So maybe not Point, but between Malkin or Marchand, two old guys that could light it up, but are coming off of injuries and general old age. I mean, when I say it like that, to be honest, maybe I do lean toward Pittsburgh. I think that team is just going to be part of firefights going forward. Turnberry, if there was anything, I guess we're probably going to say, move Dry to left wing and punch in a. I guess you don't even need to move him to left wing. You just punch in Evgeny Malkin
over Marchand.
Over Marchand.
Watch, Marchand is gonna just freaking go off tonight. But that's like I feel like the odds of Edmonton pitching a shutout are slim. But it's just do we think either of those guys are going to be a factor on the goals?
The other part is I'm a believer in correlated scoring, which essentially means I like the higher highs and I'll sync with the lower lows. At the end of the day, the Rangers have always been a top 5 team for the past Lord knows how many seasons, and you don't get there by your guys not scoring. So if you're going to leave Kreider in and Zib in, absolutely go through with it. Could you not see that team absolutely pumping Edmonton? I could. I don't see that team getting blanked. They're not going to get to where they are getting blanked by multiple teams, like in succession. So, yeah, I would just leave them in, roll with them.
Here we go. Let me present. Nope. Sorry, I'm trying to get the tab here. There we go. That might be a little better. I can read a little better on my screen.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So Lehkonen is still going to have top line, but it's McKinnon and I think Drew and Barf. Let me make sure of that actually.
Man, so everyone was talking about Robertson the other day. Man, I literally just crashed and went to bed. But let's look back at that one.
I was going to say Wyjo might be the straw that stirs the drink on that top line.
So that was, oh my God, that was Robertson's first goal in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was his first goal in 10 games, Alan. That's insane. Oh my
But
god.
all right. Well, the
Holy
Islanders aren't
shit.
that great though. I mean, do we really think it's worth
Well, it could be.
getting
It
one
could
of
be that.
Middlestat or Lehkonen in? So Middlestat's on the even strength with Shushkin and Rantanen. Yeah, you know what? I like Middlestat for even strength over Booch. It's Booch's deployment.
Mind you, at the same time, you don't have to overthink it. They do have projections there. What's the projection on why the hell is the projection on Lehkonen that high? That isn't. I'm sorry, man. I don't know.
2.75 as
I do
opposed
not.
to
I do not agree with
2.53 for
that.
Booch.
I don't. Yeah, and definitely not Kempe. Kempe's facing Seattle. What the hell are these projections? Guys, I'm a big believer in projections, but I will definitely say I don't agree with all of them. That's kind of crazy to me. If you leave Colorado off, I mean,
Well, then
you
it's
still
his
get-
roster as is.
well, you kind of still have access to Taves, right? Oh, Alan, this is a correlative scoring all over again, right? Because if Colorado blows up, then it's one where we wanted the guy to have more access and run to the scoring, right? I mean, I just don't. I don't think you can move Boldy. Obviously, Boldy is he's locked on, he's locked in. Konechny, same deal.
Yeah, especially against Chicago. Yeah.
Oh, 100% against Chicago. Robertson, you got to play the stud.
Especially since he looks like
Just
he
had the
might
game.
actually be picking it up now. Paterka.
So if you rotated Kempe into, no, there's no, I don't know. Paterka, I guess he's facing San Jose. The only guy I'm looking that stands out to me is Booch, but again, honestly, I don't know if Middlestat stands out enough where I would swap them. Maybe just leave as is, eh? Or are you leaning, punching Middlestat in and taking Booch out?
It's tough because both those guys have access to great players, or one of like those two great players on Colorado.
Wouldn't it be awesome if any of his left wing, right wingers had center eligibility? I was just thinking, like, why in the world are we stuck with Booch, Kempe, or Middlestat as our only C's?
Yeah, maybe you just kind of leave it.
Yeah. I just leave it. Abadito, hope that helps. Shall we?
Yes, next one. Sorry, I'm switching back to Discord here.
So DC08 says what? Start 2, Wyatt, Gunther, Lafreniere.
I feel like this is easy. Wyatt, duh.
Okay.
Especially with his new deployment.
Did he
and
do anything on the goals last night?
I thought so.
Yeah, goal and assist. Okay, hell yeah. Maybe he's back. Okay.
Like I said, he's I believe they put him on top line with Hintz and Robo. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, Lafreniere. Okay.
Start Kempe or Konechny today.
I think you just do Konechny,
Kempe.
Kempe faces Seattle,
Yeah.
and then Konechny faces Chicago. I think Konechny is just honestly the better. He's not the better hockey player. He's the better fantasy hockey player. So Konechny, you just got to go with that.
Okay, start 2. Sorokin, St. Louis, Kochekov versus Columbus, Swayman versus Detroit, Markstrom versus Washington.
Depends on what you have and what you need, but definitely if wins are like a specific category, whatever, Kochekov is an easy vote.
Yeah.
I honestly don't like Swayman. I don't. Anyways, where do you stand, Alan?
I think Kochekov is the easy one. I just don't know if I trust the Islanders to get it done scoring wise.
Oh, I don't think the Islanders are going to score enough to win.
Honestly,
But I think Sorokin's going to get absolutely like peppered with rubber.
Yeah, I get peppered with shots. Maybe Markstrom. I mean, a lot of their scoring is out in Washington with Ovi gone.
Hell yeah. Let's roll with that. Markstrom. Oh, wow. Okay. Most folks
Assuming they
agree,
all
too.
start. Really, it's going to be whoever starts.
Absolutely.
Oh, somebody coming
Frank was
there.
going on, what was this? Sell high on Natchez and Zetterland for Patterson and Morrissey. Looking to upgrade
Ooh,
at LW.
damn. Rotisserie. Ah.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I could
PD's
see
heating
that.
up.
But would they agree? That's a pretty hefty. That's hefty on name deal and production going your way. Unless
But I like
guess they
I like the
really
plus
just-
minus boost you probably get from Morrissey. Moving off of Zetterland because the Sharks, they're not going to be great at plus minus.
Well, it's more so the deal is so skewed toward Pedersen and Morrissey just on the eye test right now that I'm like, why would the guy agree? Like,
Yeah,
Pedersen isn't even coming back.
I'd say if the guy agrees.
Oh yeah, hit smash, accept. But I'd be surprised if they agreed.
Yeah, give me PD and Morrissey side.
Every day, all day, especially with the position of scarcity defenseman.
All right, Jenks bench 1, Stankoven versus Tampa, Tippett versus Chicago, Giroux versus Vancouver. I'm almost thinking Giroux.
Yeah, true.
Gillian, 10-team hit her head-to-head points, redraft, because all the guys are playing. Okay, so we'll just look at the bench. We're benching Clark, which makes sense. We'll see if is LA still doing that 5-forward power play like morons.
Let's see. So, man, so many
last
Gunthers
game
today.
Well, let me do
So many
most recent
Gunthers.
game.
Okay, isn't this a simple one straight up where we can say, well, Forsberg is
Yeah, it
on the
looks like
bench.
they're 5-forward. Yeah, I agree with Forsberg.
Forsberg's got to come out, right?
I also agree with Clark. It looks like they are still, at least as of their previous game, still rolling 5-forward power play. Hintz, who are you benching to get Hintz in?
But like, there's
Okay,
no
so
way.
there's no positionals. It's all forwards.
Yeah, but there's no way we're saying Gunther gets a spot over Philip Forsberg.
Well, Pittsburgh could let some in.
Yeah, come on.
What
We
did,
can't play the
what did
match
Jari
like that,
do
though.
last game? I feel like
You gotta
Jari
start
actually
your studs.
put something respectable in the. Oh, they won't play Jari today. It'll probably be Ned. Yeah, Jari had 8.97 last night against Winnipeg. That's actually, I would call that decent.
Yeah, no, man. Philip Forsberg is like a top 10, top 15 player. No way.
But you're benching them against Winnipeg. Like if they play Hellboy tonight, which who'd they play last night? They might have played Hellboy last night, and I mean Winnipeg could. Winnipeg is nutsy enough; they might play Hellboy back to back. He did play last night, so it might be. Oh my gosh, who's the backup?
Comrie. But it's got to be
Eric Comrie,
Comrie.
okay.
No, it's got to be Comrie. Wait, I'm literally going to check right now. If
They
push
probably
it
won't
in.
confirm it since it's a back to back. A lot of teams typically don't.
Right. I would be shocked. If Helly played.
It's a possibility, though. The way Nashville's playing right now, I think benching Forsberg is the right move.
Oh, I don't know. It's one where I think like you could what do you call it, like a 5D chess yourself. You just got to start the guy that's
Who
there.
do you bench again? Who do you bench? I would absolutely play Connor against Nashville.
Gunther.
Barbashev. You think Gunther is the slot
Gunther.
out? For who, though? You think slot Gunther, Forsberg for Gunther?
Yes. And I would argue as well. Oh, this one's
I would
little-
almost say put Chikrin in, or put Clark in over Chikrin, just to diversify.
He's even got Will Cooley in. You know. Anyways,
Well, the hits and stuff could be worth
true,
that much.
true. Barbashev
And
is another
that
one
third
where
line's cooking.
if Barbashev doesn't score, I mean, he does stuff peripherally, but he's not like a Sherwood does stuff peripherally. So I would even say, too, like on that end, either of those guys, Barbashev, Cooley, or Gunther. Gunther is the one that stands out. Definitely got to put Philip Forsberg in. Shall we go to Kai? Start three. Any immediate standouts, Alan?
Helps if I'm not on mute. Eklund is the first one that stands out to me.
Eklund? Okay. Man, I don't like that new Bednar power play 1 deployment, man. It really hurts the Leckies. It really hurts the... Oh, my goodness. Anyways, so... I want to say, if we're talking...
Brinkett might be an in or a lock.
Yeah, to Brinkett. Punch him in. Marchment, maybe? The veteran of choice that we bank on Dallas actually using.
What's a Jeeks deployment?
I think it's P1, L1.
Maybe. I feel like there's been some, because wasn't Jeek kind of in and out lately?
Jeek is... Yeah,
it looks like he's Boldy and Kaprizov, so line 1, I'm sure.
He has done nothing, though. He has not scored or assisted in anything for the last 4 games.
Oh, man, so Declan Chisholm's still getting power play 1 in mini.
Jeek looks like he's cold right now, to be honest.
I honestly... kind of between Marchment or Lehkonen.
I think it's Marchment, man. Lehkonen's still facing a better team in Florida compared to Tampa.
Well, man, we're all right. We're all right.
And crucially, I want to say Marchment seems to be him and Duchesne, right? They were almost like the veterans that were doing shit for Dallas.
Yeah, I did. I would have been surprised if they would have accepted that, Frank. Like, that was... You were easily probably getting the better players in that deal by a mile.
Yeah.
All right. So, is that it? That's it?
Yeah.
That's the last one. All right.
Shall we bounce into some of those ad drops?
Ad drops. All right.
Ad drops. So let's see. Quick. The last one I pounced into, this was Rymith, or was that covered already?
Which one?
From 11/20. From the 20th.
Oh my gosh! Wow, you're really going back there.
Oh no! We can skip forward. Let's skip forward.
Okay.
Shall we get to? Do we have today or something?
Well, for tonight. So this is moot. Banger Cats, who to drop?
Rasmus Anderson or Brant Clark? Oh, yeah, Brant Clark, I think. You got to go.
Or actually, here we go. Gino dropped Sandin for Ekblad. Heck yeah, Ekblad's running power play 1. Suck it, haters. I would. Because I feel like Sandin...
He's confirmed power play 1?
Yes, I just saw another tweet that they have him again today on power play 1.
Oh, but Zellweger has most of the votes. Interesting.
Or wait, for the... drop Carlson and pick up... that's right. Dunn is back. He did, right? I think Dunn came back.
Oh, let's see. He wasn't back when we did the weekend, but let's check.
I feel like that as much as I want that power play 1 to stick, I don't see. I see Ekblad as more of a short-term hold.
Wait, did they say anything on Dunn coming back? They basically just said the last report said he's traveling with the Kraken for the 2-game road trip, but he won't be back in action till late November. But it is late November, so let's check it out again. I don't Let's check the news. Done. I didn't hear nothing about that.
Okay, no, he's still out. Yeah, expected to return 29th. So this is a stash. So he is open to just
Yeah. He's
dropping.
undefeated, right? Or am I mixing up two different guys? No. No, I'm mixing up the chopped TLG below. So I guess for Blades, I would say be impatient for Ekblad and probably don't be patient for Dunn.
Yeah, I would say like long season wide hold, you probably want done. But for the short term, if they're actually finally giving Ekblad run on Power Play 1, you would
Man,
want
I don't even
Ekblad.
know if the goal is to be patient with like Dunn long term either. He's what? He's going to compete with Montour and some other new dude called Riker Evans.
They just split those power plays anyway.
Yeah.
So it's really, if Ekblad is getting undisputed run on Power Play 1,
Sailing
you
with
would want
Ekblad.
him as long as he gets that run.
Hell yeah.
But again, like you bring up constantly, if you drop Carlson, someone will pick him up. You will not get him back.
Yeah,
So that's why I was.
He will be someone else's problem, but he will again be someone else's problem.
See, I'm almost leaning Dunn just because again, that may not be a season wide deployment. For Ekblad on Power Play 1.
Who was getting that run before? Was it just they were rotating between those?
On Florida.
Yeah.
Well, they were trying Boquist. Then they tried the one guy that we had never heard of. Yes. Then eventually they realized, oh yeah, like we should actually maybe put someone who knows how to play NHL level hockey on Power Play 1. I'm leaning Dunn. I feel like once he comes back, he's more of a lock for Power Play time, period.
Well, the crazy part is Zellweger's the guy that's got most of the votes at the moment, which kind of blows my mind a bit. But no, I'm leaning Ekblad. But again, Alan's point about Carlson is true. Like, of all those guys, I want to say Carlson has probably got the highest ceiling, even though evidently his floor is also a bit lower. And he's playing to the floor right now. But the other one is, do we see Carlson picking up the play to the point where he makes... Like, right now we're 7 weeks in.
I just saw that Markstrom... it's just confirmed Jake Allen.
Oh, shoot. Okay, so
against Jersey.
I guess
for Jersey.
So we removing the Markstrom vote. Sorokin or St. Louis? Let's see. Sorry, Sorokin or Swayman? Man, I think I'm going Sorokin.
Yeah, I agree. You could get 1 and 2 St. Louis's.
Absolutely. Okay, let's go that ad drop. Because we finish ad drop real quick. We can try to jump into that goalie chat and see if there's anything else. So Chopped says, undefeated, do I drop Ekholm for Ekblad? I don't think you do.
Absolutely not.
Especially with Nurse being out at the moment. And honestly, with concussions, I don't want to say anything terrible, but we don't know how they work fully, truly, deeply yet. I think that 5 days to 10 days was really optimistic. But yeah, I think that was a pretty disgusting cheap shot from Reeves. So no, you don't do that. You hold on to Ekholm, especially with Edmonton. Edmonton is doing everything they're doing right now without even having that crazy run of the burst run yet. When they get that burst run, you're never getting Ekholm ever back. Ekblad is probably, gonna waver up and down,
I feel like there's got to be someone you could drop instead to pick up Ekblad for that short-term run. But no, I would not drop Lehkonen for Kirby Doc. Kirby Doc will get you a point or two or nothing. I don't care what Doc's deployment is. But no, I would not drop Lehkonen.
The upside of Lehkonen is probably difficult to find on the waiver.
And
so
again, just because Drouin is on Power Play 1 today doesn't mean he's on it for the rest of the season. I just don't Don't overreact to Jonathan Drouin.
Absolutely. What's this guy saying? GAP, PPP, shots, hits, blocks.
Is
Wait,
scoring.
he's answering something
Because
else.
he is Bangers Cats. Who do you drop?
Oh,
Anderson,
got
Clark.
you. Yeah.
I mean, when is what's his face? Drew Doughty. Isn't Doughty supposed to be back kind of soonish?
I think it was mid to late December was the last update, but honestly, yeah, it's regardless of it. The Rasmus Anderson was pushing and competing with Uyghur for minutes at a certain point, right? Like let's check right
Yeah.
now too. Like it was not a cut and dry like D2 PP2 setup. Yeah, if anything, Rasmus Anderson gets D1, right? So the minutes are there. Yeah, no, he's got a safer floor and a good potential ceiling. Brant Clark, I want to say, he's got a capped ceiling. He's got a capped ceiling.
I hate to see people drop Brant Clark because LA has deluded themselves into that 5 forward power play. I don't know. And that's why I kind of want the context is like, who are we dropping to bring someone off IR? Are we dropping for a streaming spot?
Agreed.
Agreed. I need a little bit more context there, but on paper, yeah, I kind of agree. Brant Clark would be the drop because Doughty should be back soonish, right?
Yeah,
is he
he should
December or
be.
January?
Yeah, I think January would be a bit later. And I mean, even Doughty, like he was out previous seasons and he like generally returned in a pretty speedy fashion. So, LA also doesn't do the part where they like ramp up the knowledge. Does that make sense? They don't go like, oh, he's progressing amazingly. I think it's gonna be a week from now. I think it's gonna be 3 days from now. They don't do that.
Yeah.
He's just gonna start, like in like a week. So, I don't know. Anyways, Brent Clark, he's probably the drop if you had to. But yeah, Alan's right about more context. Do we want to jump into that goalie chat and see what's there?
I saw something pop up in starter bench. I don't know if that was someone.
Okay. Alan confirmed for. I think we got all the starter bench stuff. Oh wait, D-Stew.
Yeah, let me try to find that.
Okay, I'm just gonna pop in a goalie chat and see what's our recent.
Actually, you know what? It probably won't let you share while I'm.
No. It's fine.
Okay.
Let's see. So on goalie chat, let's go from Sunday. Yeah. Let's go the bench one from today at I guess it'd be your like 2:52. So we're benching Bob against the Avs or Wolf against the Wild. Oh shoot, that's a good one.
Bench Bob. I've made my stance clear. Bob is a fraud. But dude, like we just went over on the weekend preview, Wolf is just out of his mind. Like
He's out of his.
It makes me nervous
insane.
that they're giving him multiple starts in a row,
Yes.
though.
Yes.
Because that's oh my gosh, what's the word I'm thinking of? That is absolutely like
Oh, you're counting on
Setting him
those
up-
groins in
setting him up
tendons.
to-
Yeah.
have a game where he comes back down to earth.
You're pulling the hamstring over and over and telling it not to snap, essentially. But the big key part is, my goodness, with Four Nations coming up in like 2 months, how many American goalies are just waiting in the wings to be dominant young studs? What the hell? And Dustin Wolf is yet another one of them. Oh my goodness. Bob, I guess we're benching Bob against the Avs. Although the votes heavily lean toward benching the Wolf against the Wild. But
No, I mean Wolf has been just nuts, even against good teams.
So, just to double check with Frank. So, one of the guys, let's see.
Yeah, sorry. Let me
So, the place that is a really good, I guess,
I'm looking for it now.
stat is from, if you go to Twitter, and there's one called Game Day Goalie Starts. It basically is just a compiler. So, they compile from beat writers all over. I guess there's one for news, there's one for starts, there's one for basically daily lines. So if you go there for the one that Alan was just referring to, Game Day Goalie Starts, there's a repost from some dude called Tom Gulitti. and it says that Markstrom has taken the Devils' extra skates, and the absence of Jake Allen from that would indicate that he is probably asleep and getting some good night's rest, so he can be ready for action tonight against the Capitals as the confirmed starter. That's the source. Okay, so if we're popping back onto that goalie chat, Alan, we good to go onto the Sunday Red one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we'll quickly jump on. Leafs
There we
fans
go.
care to speculate? Oh, Alan, they're calling for me.
Yeah, there you go.
Who gets the nod on Utah against Sunday? Oh, geez, I don't know, man. It's one of those where you're just gonna have to see who's there. I'm assuming they're gonna bounce between the starts now that both are healthy. So I would say it's just a tandem 1A, 1B, 1A, 1B situation. Who's the guy that started last? I'm just gonna dig it up. I think they got a shutout, didn't they? Like recently.
Oh, that's what he's saying is Wool got the.
Oh no, I don't think. But obviously, like, if both of them are available from the looks of what you're describing, right? So, who will get the nod? I want to strike early and grab the likely starter. So, one, congratulations, it indicates that you already are able to think ahead to multiple games. Two, I would say if you have an additional ad there anyway, ads are only as valuable as their weeks that they're rolling through, right? So, if you're gonna don't strike early on the day before and grab the wrong guy, right? Like the speculation isn't worth it. Hold on to your ad regardless. And if let's say the starter gets taken on the other guy, congratulations, you have an additional ad right now for the next week 8. So don't ever do the part where you're striking early and grabbing one of the guys. Okay.
All right.
Next,
so
I would say
we'll just say we'll say last call in the chat if anyone wants to
Last
submit
call in
one
the chat.
there. But we did just get one in the starter bench.
okay.
Bench 2 points. Bedard, Strome, Jeek, Norris. I feel like Strome without Ovi is a bench.
I'm leaning Jeek and probably Strome. Yeah, Jeek and Strome.
I agree.
Jeek and
Because who does? Oh, Philly. There we go. Chicago plays. I think it was Philly. Yeah, they might let something in. Norris. Ottawa plays. Who would we say? Yeah,
Wait,
I just feel like.
Oh shoot! I clicked the wrong one. I was like,
Just feel like
Strome.
in a vacuum. Those are
Strome
the
and
guys.
click Chicago. My bad. Geez, yeah. Okay, so I guess quick.
Sens
before
play
that.
Canucks. Yeah,
Yes.
I'd say Lankinen is bound to let like 1 or 2 in. Yeah. Stromies and Jeeks.
Do we want to quickly face? Oh wait, actually, oh, Sunday Red was the last one. The goalie chat. Eh? Okay, so I guess
Okay.
that's pretty clean.
Yeah, we can end there.
Clean. Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Did you speculate like who gets the Sunday
well,
game?
Well, looking at the last start, the guy that got the last start was Wall, right? But I really, if you look at that stat so far, they basically ran Stolars until Wall came back, and then since Wall came back, it's been a 1A, 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 1B, 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 1A, 1A. So next one is going to be Stolars if we had to choose. But again, it looks like and sounds like both of them are already on the wire for him, right, for Sunday Red. So if both are on the wire, then just wait till they announce it. And if the guy gets taken, then you have an extra ad for the next week anyway.
Yeah. But okay. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and close up shop then. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Like wow, we filled that pretty well. And yeah, we'll see I think the guys are doing the week preview tonight. So
Yeah.
watch for that. And then the Q1 report on Monday. But
Oh, that's
yeah,
gonna be so fun.
we'll see you guys later.
Okay, yeah, we'll pick you up later.